All right, it's 5:16 p.m., August 19, 2026. I used to know this little kid back in the day. When I was 18 years old, I think he was around like 5 years old or something like that. His name was Renardo. And what had happened, what that young man had been through, what made news. I think it made nationwide news. My aunt Jenny was actually babysitting him and taking care of him and stuff like that. She used to take him over to 12 Mile Telegraph where my dad lived at during my senior year when I was in high school. A horrible thing had happened though. His mom's had passed away. It was on the news, and it was like a domestic violence type of a messed up situation. I remember him talking to me and my aunt Jenny about it, sitting in the car with us. You know what I'm saying? She was sitting in my cousin Raffia car. She had an all white Grand Dam, or all white Grand Prix, but somebody ended up stealing it. I still remember when I got up out of school and my cousin Deshaun was telling me about it, like somebody stole his sister's car or my cousin's car. But this young man named Renardo, yo, I still be saying prayers for that kid. Well, he an adult now, you know what I'm saying? He what? Uh, Let me see. I'm 36, so he probably like 23. But I just remember like something messed up had happened. I think something scandalous had happened along the lines of like some lady had got like thrown out of a fell off the patio or thrown off a patio or something like that. It was real messed up, yo. But I'm not gonna talk about it too much because if he see this video, I don't want to make him feel bad or anything or like mess his head up. But I remember I hung out with him when I was like 18 and my aunt Janie, because my aunt Janie was coming to my dad's crib on 12 Mile Telegraph and was like chilling with us. You know what I'm saying? The whole year of from 2000, like October time of 2007 all the way up until like January February time of no, like I said from like October time of 2007 all the way up until like March of 2008. But speaking of that name, Renardo, yo, I went to Southfield Regional Academic Campus, right? It was I remember it was this one dude that went to that school. This dude wasn't a friend of mine. This dude wasn't an associate of mine, but I remember this dude was light skinned, had like red hair. He was gay. You know what I'm saying? And I think his name was Renardo. I don't know if that was that person that I saw in this dream that I had a couple, probably like a month ago or maybe 2 months ago. But I had a dream that I saw some light skinned dude with red hair, like. It's like they just like they was paused. It was like they was it looked like they was reaching for something, but it was like they had got caught. You know what I'm saying? And I recorded the video and I said I think I just had a vision of, I don't know if it was a girl or a boy. It was somebody skinny or light skinned with red hair. And I think this dude name was Renardo back in the day that went to our high school, but that wasn't somebody that I hung out with. That wasn't a friend of mine or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being honest on that. But I think the only reason why I'm talking about that because I think that dude name was Renardo. And another thing, there are a lot of pictures that's been photoshopped in the past. I got a picture with Show McCall and this dude named Ralph Smith. Show McCall got his arm on my shoulder like this, like rest his shoulder, his elbow on my shoulder like this or whatever. And then the picture, I'm doing like this, but you could tell the picture is Photoshop with me like doing like this because I got a short sleeve shirt on one arm and then I got a long sleeve shirt on another arm. That showed right then and there. That whole picture was Photoshop. And Ralph Smith was doing like this. You know what I'm saying? And that mean 7 Mile. Anybody that was from 7 Mile of Detroit back in the day, they know that. And I'm gonna also speak on this. I remember when I was living on Canal Street between Cleveland and Fowler. Back in the year of 2015 when I was working at the Coca-Cola warehouse. And this girl named Stephanie Mimi showed me a video that was on Snapchat one day. And I was yelling out, I'm Tyrone. And I'm a fuck old girl, you know what I'm saying? Because back in the day, it was this dude that was going viral that was doing comedy skits named Tyrone. And he was just walking up to random people like, I'm a fuck your girl, nigga. I'm a fuck your wife, this and that, this and that. It was actually people fighting that dude. Like, he would walk up to people while they was at work and be like, fuck this nigga job. You know what I'm saying? And it was actually people like squaring up with this dude and fighting this nigga over this kind of shit. So one day this dude named Ricky recorded me, you know what I'm saying, at the Coca-Cola warehouse. And I was like, man, fuck this job. If I don't get off at the right time, I'm a fuck what's her name, girlfriend or something like that. You know what I'm saying? And this one girl named Stephanie Mimi knew Ricky. And she showed me that video. So I was basically imitating this one dude that was going viral on the internet back in the year of 2015, you feel me? And I was like, damn, I didn't even know that that nigga had like put that shit on Snapchat. I didn't even know because I wasn't on Snapchat back in that day. I didn't know everything that was going on the internet, yo. But this one girl, this Haitian girl named Stephanie Mimi, she was like, yeah, he a lake boy. And back in the day, it used to be an area around like MLK area called Harlem Lakes. That was just a section of Fort Myers where that was like a neighborhood where a lot of people that was from Harlem Lakes lived at. When I first got shot, Mona St. Clair, my ex-girlfriend, stepdad, or her father, you know what I'm saying? She referred to him as her father also. He said that he wanted to meet me. And he asked me, are you familiar with Harlem Lakes? And I'm like, sound familiar. And I was like, where's located at? He said around the Pepsi warehouse. I was like, no, man, I work at the Coca-Cola warehouse. You know what I'm saying? This is in like January 2016 or like late December 2015. I'm like, no, I work at the I work at the Coca-Cola warehouse. This is before I started even working at the Pepsi warehouse. And he was asking me, he was like, do you feel like those guys was just shooting just because, or you think they was aiming at you? I'm like, man, they was aiming at me. Most definitely aiming at me. And then he took a picture of my driver license. I really didn't appreciate that because I feel like if you're going to ask me something, just ask me something. You ain't got to take a picture of my driver license if you don't trust me. Say you don't trust me. But he took a picture of my driver license and then sent my ex Mona St. Clair a text message later on saying, be careful because he got a possession of marijuana charge on his record. He was talking about me. So I had respect for Mr. Mitchell, but I didn't appreciate him taking a picture of my driver license. I wasn't cool with that. You feel me? Because I feel like if you wanted to ask me a question, just ask. You know what I'm saying? But he took a picture of my driver license and then did a background check on me, trying to see who I was. Because before I got shot, I didn't meet Mona St. Clair's family or nothing like that. And he told me usually when somebody is bullshitting or they lying, I get a certain vibe out of them. I didn't get that vibe out of you. He was talking to me, and he was like, yeah, but he was like, I don't want my daughter in your car. I'm like, you ain't got to worry about that because I'm not driving that car no more. That car got totaled. And he also said, I feel like you ain't no business. He was like, to be honest, I feel like you ain't no business around there to begin with. I'm like, yeah, you're right. I didn't. So I'm bringing this up because I remember this girl named Gigi back in the day I was talking to. She came in my crib one day in like November time of 2017. You know what I'm saying? It was time she came through and spent the night. And she was talking about some girl that got into it with somebody on the internet. And she said that they was throwing like the L's down and stuff like that and doing stuff like that. Because she said that's like an offensive term to dudes that's from Harlem Lakes. And I'm like, hey, Gigi, I'm going to be honest, yo. The stuff you talking about, I've been through when I was a teenager. I don't want to hear that shit. Whatever is going on with some violence or somewhere else, keep it to yourself. Don't even tell me about it. I told her straight up, like, Gigi, keep that shit to yourself, yo. Gertrude Flirter, you feel me? But that made me think about when I was working at the Walmart distribution center in Ridgeville, South Carolina, yo. And it was this one girl, I talked about this girl, right? She was gay. She had a girlfriend and all. I used to kick it with her sometimes just when I get on my forklift and talk back and forth with her and stuff like that. She told me she was from Orangeburg, South Carolina. Short, dark-skinned girl with like mini dreads. One day I was walking down the hallway and I saw her do like this. You feel me? And I thought she was basically saying that I was a lame or I was a loser or some shit like that. But now that I'm older, old girl was probably on the internet and she was probably trying to tell me something. She was probably trying to give me a sign or something to tell me. Maybe somebody trying to say that I'm affiliated with that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Them dudes around Harlem Lakes in Fort Myers, Florida. So I recorded a video that I never uploaded on the internet and I was talking about this girl, you feel me? And I was saying, yeah, man, this girl put a fucking L up and all this other shit. I was mad about it. You know what I'm saying? This is in 2022 or like sometime in 2023, I believe. But again, June 30th, 2025, I went to Providence Hospital in Oak Park, Michigan, on Greenfield and 9 Mile. I tried to get my urine and my blood examined because I said I woke up feeling lightheaded on the 29th of June and there was a little bit of sperm in my boxer shorts. The lady refused to help me out. That was the physician at the Oak Park Hospital. You know what I'm saying? Then I went to the Sinai Grace Hospital. I took the bus to Sinai Grace. And I still go include this, yo. It was like a lime green, yellowish colored Jeep Wrangler that drove down Greenfield. It must have right on 9 Mile, then made a left on the first side street. And I thought that was that girl. That was this girl named Diamond that knew my cousin Will, yo, because I saw when I came to my cousin Evie funeral on the 13th of June 2025 that she was driving in a lime green, like highlighter colored Jeep Wrangler. You know what I'm saying? Lime green mixed with yellow, like highlighter type of a color Jeep Wrangler. So when old girl, like when I saw the Jeep Wrangler drive down, I'm sitting at the bus stop on 9 Mile in Greenfield. When I saw that somebody drove down Greenfield, bust a right on 9 Mile, did bust a left on the side street, I was like, maybe that wasn't her, because she probably would have said something if that was her. Then I took the bus to Sinai Grace over around like where Outer Drive and 6 Mile is at, or 6 Mile and Hubble. I went to Sinai Grace Hospital, went in the emergency room, I said I want to get my urine and my blood examined to see if it's a sleeping pill in my system or a roofie or like a Quaalude or something like that. They tested my urine and my blood, but they didn't they didn't test it for like, they tested it to see if I had high blood pressure and stuff like that, or if I was on the verge of possibly having some type of a heart attack, but they did not test my blood to see if it was a Rufinol or a Quaalude or a sleeping pill in my system. I walked up out of the Sinai Grace because I said, fuck it, I'm going to go to Henry Ford Hospital since they didn't test my blood and my urine. So I went to the bus stop to get to the Henry Ford Hospital. You know what I'm saying? I'm walking down out of drive, I believe. And then I see this one girl walking with scrubs on. Dark-skinned, slim chick with little mini dreads. And that's the gay girl that worked at the Walmart distribution center that I was working at between March 2022 and January 2023. So I'm like, what the hell is she doing all the way in Detroit? She told me she was born and raised in Orangeburg, South Carolina. She had on a Red Wings Scully. And when I looked at her, she kind of looked at me, then kind of sort of just looked down. So I'm talking about this because in the year of 2022, when I was riding on my forklift through the Walmart distribution center one day, this is in probably like the summertime or the fall time of 2022, the year of 2022, I saw a girl do like this. You know what I'm saying? She was walking with her girlfriend and she did like this to me. So maybe your girl was trying to tell me that something was being stated about me in Fort Myers, Florida that I didn't know about. I never had sex with Stephanie Mimi, yo. Never. I said a prayer to God one day in the year of 2020 about my cousin Shamar, about when I was in jail and all of that, because one day I picked up my cell phone and I saw the word aware on my cell phone. And then I said a prayer and I just took time. You know what I'm saying? And I just waited. And I feel like God revealed to me that scandalous things happened while I was in jail between June 25th, 2015 to July 25th, 2015. I never had sex with Stephanie Mimi, though. I never had sex with Jericho Lee Park. Only lady that I had sex with was Mona St. Clair around that area. You know what I'm saying? But Mona St. Clair didn't even live around that area. Now, I did bring other ladies inside of that apartment that was from other areas around Fort Myers, but any lady that stayed around that area, I never had sex with them. But I included in the fall time of 2015 that I took that girl Stephanie Mimi to Burger King, and then when I came back from Burger King, I didn't even park my car in the parking spaces. I pulled up and passed out and woke up with the keys gone 12 hours later. So I knew that girl slipped something in my drink, yo. This girl Stephanie Mimi. I knew that. I didn't know what she did while I was sleeping. She probably recorded me while I was unconscious, yo. This Haitian girl. So that could be like have a whole lot to do with why the weird shit is happening and the way it's happening, because still for the longest, I could tell that certain people in the Caribbean community just moving in a scandalous way toward me around Fort Myers, Florida, and I'm still getting lied on. A long time ago, people that's a part of these secret societies reached out and they said, listen, that guy right there, lie on him. We're going to let y'all lie on him. On 26th of July, 2026, I went to the Dollar General. I see some gay dude standing in line. You know what I'm saying? I walked right in Dollar General, grabbed my stuff, walked out. When I walked up in the line, I saw that dude walk through the parking lot. He didn't even have a car. He didn't even have a car to park at. He was just standing in the line. So I said to myself, somebody that was a part of a gang or somebody that was probably a Mason told that dude to walk up in this motherfucking Dollar General. Yo, for all I know, he probably took a recording of that tan color Cadillac that's outside and tried to make it look like he knew me or something. Then I ran into this dude named Ricky at the 7-Eleven because I chose to go to downtown Fort Myers and just chill. And Ricky had on like a pink shirt. I'm like, what up, bro? You know what I'm saying? I ain't seen you in a minute, whatever. You know what I'm saying? He dapped it up with him. He told me, hey, man, what's your number, bro? And then I sent him, he sent me a text like, yeah, man, Ricky for Coke or whatever. But I'm also include, I sent that dude a message on Facebook like 3 months ago, around like February time of 2026, letting me know my fucking phone is hacked in the worst way. And I was like, bro, I sent him a message like, let me know if it's something fucked up being stated or going around Fort Myers or something like that. I never got a response. But I paid attention to the way he was posing. The way he was posing, he was sitting in front of a mirror. You know what I'm saying? And he was kind of sort of like posing. And I personally feel like he know what's going on in my life. I think a lot of people know what's going on in the real world. But when I get on the internet, they blocking my phone away from reality, yo. So I'm downtown Fort Myers or whatever. I'm just chilling. I didn't even do nothing but just sit in the car. That was on the 26th of July, 2026. Then by the 1st of August, 2026, I went downtown Fort Myers again. I'm chilling. I parked the car at this little parking lot area, walked over by the river, by the water, and just chilled for a minute. And then I saw, like, when I was walking back to the car, a whole bunch of police started clearing the way out the scenery and stuff like that. And I saw these teenagers standing next to the car that was parked out there. They looked like they was like 17, 18 years old. All of them. some little 18-year-old light-skinned looking girl, some dude that looked like he was dressed up getting ready to go to prom. All of them like they was getting ready to go to prom or something. But this is in August 1st of 2026. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like something not right, yo. It's something somebody not telling me. A few days ago, I went to the racetrack gas station on MLK, yo. And this dude had a fucking smirk on his face that was sitting outside of the racetrack that worked there. So one dude had the big truck parked outside, the merchandisers that be putting the equipment in the store. They purposely locked me out of the racetrack on purpose. You know what I'm saying? One dude just had the door locked. And then I saw it was other people parked in the parking lot that was recording me. Sitting in their car with the headlights on like I don't see them sitting in a fucking running car. This was in Fort Myers, Florida a few days ago. I said before, I think something fucked up and scandalizing happened on the 7th of February 2026 when I went to this lady named Athea House in Lehigh Acres. And I said, I don't got no data on my phone. Can I use your Wi-Fi? And she let me use her Wi-Fi. Then I went to the Hooks restaurant after that. And then I'm talking to the people at Hooks, just cracking jokes or whatever. You know what I'm saying? These teenagers, you know what I'm saying? And then some gay dude just said, do you got an iPhone? You got an iPhone? Because I was on the subject of phones getting hacked. And I think that dude recorded me asking me if I had an iPhone. So he was doing like this. You got an iPhone? And this iPhone 15 is the phone that I've been going on FaceTime with the most. You know what I'm saying? But I recently put it through a factory reset, so I ain't going to be able to use it for a few days. So right now I'm recording with this phone that got sent in through Xfinity. You know what I'm saying? Xfinity sent it in through the mail. They said it was one of these free phones. And this phone be getting hacked like a motherfucker, yo. So if anybody has tried to affiliate me with like Harlem Lakes or something like that, no, I recorded a video, I'll say probably in like April or March of 2026. And I said, I'm tired of this bullshit. I think I'm about to reach out to a couple people that I used to know from around that area. You know what I'm saying? That I met in the year of like 2000. I didn't even know that. This is how I knew that dude Ricky was like from that area over there. Because he never told me that at Coca-Cola where I was working at. This girl named Stephanie Mimi told me that. You know what I'm saying? Right after she showed me a video of me on Snapchat. So I told Ricky the next day at work, I was like, yeah, you know this girl named Stephanie Mimi? She said you a lake boy. And he laughed. He was like, you know what lake, you know what Harlem Lakes is? I was like, man, I heard of it. I heard some shit on the news, but I don't get involved in that. That ain't none of my business. You feel me? But I remember when after I got shot, and then I came back to work, yo. I would always kind of sort of like have words with this one dude named Dallas because he thought that I had like got into it with some dudes that he knew or something like that. And Ryan ended up telling me later on that he thought that I was this other dude that I got shot because some dude that got shot in the ass that worked at the Coca-Cola warehouse show. And a lot of people thought that it was me that got shot. It was this one dude that got shot in the ass before I got shot in like November time of 2015 or something like that. And I'm also include this, yo. When my guns got stolen, this one dude named Ernest, you know what I'm saying? He stayed around that Dunbar area also. Ernest asked me, hey, you want to leave your guns in my place? I'm like, no, nigga. That was literally a few hours before my guns got stolen, before I went off to work. You know, my shift was from 2 p.m. to whatever time you got off at the Pepsi warehouse. This is in June 28, 2018, or June 27 of 2018, I mean. So after my guns got stolen, I did reach out to this dude, and I'm like, hey, bro. I'm like, look around for me. You know what I'm saying? I reached out to this dude named Dallas. Like, hey, look around for me. I smoked with that dude a couple times. Where I got some weed from a nigga a couple times, but that was about it. So it's a whole lot of weird shit that's ongoing, yo. I think I got lied on the 26th of July. If anybody come forward on the law enforcement side and actually troubleshoot all the stuff that's going on, they gonna have to also include that clones exist and certain people, my family members, been cloned. They're not gonna do that, yo. They still ain't doing that. I think they've actually cloned me and they got somebody running around Fort Myers acting like me. I think they did that to me when I was in California. I think they did that to me on the 2nd of September of 2024 when I refused to go to the beach and I went to I tried to go to the store on at the 7-Eleven on Slauson and Western and passed out. Then I ended up going to Centinela emergency room after that. I think it was somebody at that beach taking a picture, or they probably literally cloned me, yo. They got facilities that exist where human beings can be cloned. So I truly believe that people in this secret society has taken it to a whole nother motherfucking level with me, and they're trying to frame me in the worst way. So they'll probably get somebody that's a clone of mine, you know what I'm saying? have them do something, have sex with somebody or something like that, it didn't frame me, yo. I said that I had a dream in like February, March of 2026 of this year that I was in some bathroom and I had on some gray pants, like some gray pants, and it's like they was wet. And then I passed out in the bathroom. I woke up here in Bonita Springs. I woke up like, what the fuck just happened, yo? Where them damn pants at? Cause the pants that I had on in this dream was these, yo. You feel me? And I woke up and I recorded a video on my phone, but I don't think I uploaded it on the internet. So I think somebody hacked into my phone recently, and they watched the video of me saying that I think I'm gonna reach out to a couple dudes that I used to know from back in the day. When I got shot in December 2015, I didn't even affiliate with myself with niggas around that area, nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, in like October, November time 2015, this one girl named Stephanie Mimi told me that he was from like Harlem Lakes. This dude Rick was from Harlem Lakes. So when I ran in the dog at the 7-Eleven on the 26th of July 2026, I'ma also include I drove through Fort Myers, Florida for a little minute also. He told me, hey man, you know Calvin work at what you call it, so and this and that and this and that. This dude named Calvin that we also work with at the Coca-Cola warehouse. And I'm like, man, tell that dude to hit me up because there's some foul shit going around Fort Myers, Florida. And I'm trying to get to the bottom of this shit because a lot of fucked up shit is happening in my life. And I even told him, I probably shouldn't even take your number down, but I was like, tell Calvin to hit me up. He never hit me up, yo. And I drove through downtown Fort Myers and I saw this lady named Coriana standing outside, yo. This is on the 26th of July, 2026. I didn't say nothing to her, but I saw her standing outside. I said, I looked over and I was like, I don't know what she doing here, but if I said that I was meant to be with some lady around the corner, and I feel like God is talking to me about them, a lot of people that's a part of these cults will try to keep me away from that lady. If I said that I was meant to be with some lady in Georgia or North Carolina or in Virginia or in Texas or in Nevada or California or Washington, you know what I'm saying, or motherfucking Oregon or some shit, you know what I'm saying, people still would have sent the whole team of people there when they'll try to keep me away from that one lady. So I think for a long time what people been doing has been trying to keep me away from the singer SZA. And that's why recently when I realized that shit got as bad as it got to the point where I saw a nigga from my old neighborhood, I'm like, you ain't about to play me for no dumbass fuck nigga like that, yo. I ain't seen this nigga TJ since 2012, 2013. I still, when I was out on the Quaker Road, I looked out the window and it looked like I saw this dude named TJ, but I wasn't certain if that was him or not. And I said if that was him, my whole family playing me for a fool. Because what the fuck was he doing in St. George, South Carolina, standing in front of that family house on the Quaker Road? But I thought it was this one dude named Shaquem that was my cousin Shamar's little cousin. What the fuck is going on, yo? This is not a conspiracy. I'm seeing shit happen right before my eyes. But I told Ricky on the 26th of July, I was like, bro, it's probably not even a good idea to get your number, bro, because on the real, I've been through so much foul shit. Nigga, ain't no telling what could possibly happen in the future in the long run. But I saw the singer SZA basically like eating a taco on the internet and stuff, and I was like, yo, you know what I'm saying? That made me think about this dude named Taco that, dog, I said this dude named Jeff and this dude named Baxter hit a lick on Taco back in the day. You know what I'm saying? And they stole some 38 caliber bullets up out of the house that I lived on Granville on occasion. They put those in Jock bushes, yo. And Jock ended up giving me them bullets back after I told him that Baxter beat up his little brother Rodney. Rodney was like 5 years old at the time. You know what I'm saying? Baxter was doing flips and wrestling moves on Rodney one day. And Rodney wasn't even bothering nobody. He was just playing in the leaves. We sitting on Jock porch. And Baxter started jumping up and down on Rodney and doing flips on it. And TJ was laughing. Me and TJ ended up falling out after that because TJ was laughing at it. And I'm like, man, that shit ain't funny, bro. Like, Rodney, like, I think Rodney kind of sort of was like a little off. And I told Jock, that nigga Baxter was doing flips on your brother. Because Jock came outside because Rodney started crying. And then Baxter told Jock, man, that nigga hit me. That nigga hit me. He ran up on me and he hit me with that stick. I'm like, Jock, Rodney ain't hit nobody with no stick. Rodney was minding his business. He was playing in the leaves, and Baxter just started doing wrestling moves on him. He started like doing flips on him. That's why Rodney was crying. I told Jock that on the phone, you know what I'm saying? Then Jock opened up to me and told me that Jeff and Baxter stole some bullets out of my mom's house on Granville and Acacia, some 38 caliber bullets. My sister Keisha, grandmother Hilda, gave my mom a gun that her husband, that was a retired police officer, you know what I'm saying, had. Or I don't know if he was a retired police officer, or I think she said that a retired police officer had gave my mom told me that a retired police officer back in like '06. My mom told me that some retired police officer had gave Scooter and Keisha grandma a gun, or her husband was a retired police officer. You know what I'm saying? And she gave my mom that gun just to stay on the safe side, because that was around the time when it was dudes jumping out the cars on me with guns and stuff like every other week. I'm exaggerating. It wasn't every other week, but it happened. It happened sometimes. You know what I'm saying? And also when people was breaking in our house a lot also. So in the fall of 2006, Jock was going off the Job Corps in Chicago, Illinois. And Jock told me everything that happened before he went off the Job Corps, yo. You know what I'm saying? He went off the Job Corps to get his GED. And I remember telling Jock, like, man, why you telling me all of this shit now? Why you ain't telling me when it happened in the summertime of 2006? So they went inside of the house that I lived at on Granville and Acacia before we even moved on Granville and Eaton, stole some 38 caliber bullets, and then they stored them away in Jock bushes. You know what I'm saying? Dude named Jock. That was one of my child main friends back in 2005 and 2006. But I'm thinking about all of this now because, again, this dude named TJ, they hit a lick on this dude named Taco, yo. Like, stole a shotgun from this dude named Taco, this Mexican dude named Taco. They used to stay next door to this dude named Dayron used to live in that hood a long time ago, way back in the day. Taco used to stay next door to this dude named Dayron. I remember me and Dayron used to always get into it, yo. We used to always get the fighting with each other and stuff like that when we was kids. This is in like the summertime of 2002. One time he was talking about my cousin Will, yo, and he was like, "Stop going around them niggas. Them niggas gay. You keep going around them, you gonna be gay." He was talking about both of my cousins. Me and him got into a fight over that. Now that I'm older, I talk about this, yo. So, like I said, you know, TJ was the one that told me who hit the lick on Taco back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Went in this house and grabbed some shotguns. That was a long time ago. But I brought all that up because it made me think about I get mad every time I think about it, dog. I get mad every time I think about it. That shit with TJ, yo. Damn near lost my life. You know what I'm saying? Tried to help this nigga. I put my life on the line for this nigga. Then my mom back patio window gets shot out. About what? By Thanksgiving. And another thing. In like December time of 2006, I went to Baxter crib on Glastonbury and Schoolcraft. I thought he was pretty much in jail. And I went there because I was about to really talk to his sister, Ayana. You know what I'm saying? She came up in the barbershop about a week before that. And no, matter of fact, it was a little, she came up in the barbershop probably like a month before that. And like sometime in like early November 2006. Her and her sister. Because they saw me getting my hair cut in the barbershop. And they was telling me, we told you it was being too nice. We told you to stop hanging out with Baxter. We told you he was going to betray you. We told you what he was going to do. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to fight him when I see him, though. But I'm like, yeah, you're right. You know what I mean? So I came through there because I was about to be like, man, I was about to just try to get back at Ayana and stuff like that. You feel me? Basically like in the flirtatious way. Then when a girl opened up the door, it was Ayana's older sister. And Baxter was also there. So I was like, oh, I thought he was in jail. You know what I'm saying? And walked away. My mom told me Like that was a bad idea. That was stupid. Even my dad was telling me like if that girl messed with you back in the day and flirted with you, don't ever go around their place. Don't ever do nothing like that. And then my mom told me also that some dude with like light eyes, like light hazel eyes. You know what I'm saying? My eyes is like light brown, like brown, but they not hazel. You know what I'm saying? They said some short light skin, some short dude that basically broke in came in and back to the house with a gun and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Looking for him, saying he broke in his house. And the only reason why he walked out was because Baxter's mom started crying and stuff like that. My mom told me this in 06. So, still to this day, I think somebody probably put that on my name. At this point in my life, though, people was practically saying, wow, AJ still making videos vindicating himself, talking about all this stuff that happened in the past that don't mean shit. When it's all said and done, man, don't nobody got no business hacking in your phone, AJ. Don't nobody got no business fucking with you. Don't nobody got no business even bothering you. The reason why you going through the shit that you going through right now ain't got nothing to do with the past. Is because you are part of the 144,000 Israelites, and there's a lot of people that's offered to these cults that mess with devil worship, and they don't like you. So they gonna keep blocking your phone away and do their best to keep you away from whoever you think you meant to be with. And that's there you go, yo. That's the whole truth. So again, when I first got shot at December 5th, 2015, and I met Mona St. Clair stepdad, Mr. Michael Mitchell. I met him in like January 2016 or late December of 2015. He was asking me, was I familiar with Harlem Lakes? And I'm like, it sounds familiar. And he was like, I was like, where? No, I asked him, I was like, where is it at? He was like, oh, it's around a Pepsi warehouse. I was like, no, I work at Coca-Cola. I work on Alico Road. The Pepsi warehouse is farther down MLK. I mean, that's around MLK. And then he basically cut me off because at that moment he knew that I didn't even realize what he was talking about. I didn't know where Harlem Lakes was at until like late 2015. I mean, not late 2015. I got shot in late 2015. I didn't know where Harlem Lakes was at until like when I came back to work, and this one dude kept on asking me a bunch of questions, and Ron Green opened up to me later on and told me the reason why that nigga was acting like that with you was because he thought you got a tool with some niggas around Harlem Lakes. And I'm like, nah, bro. And he told me like around where that hood was at. Ron knew way more niggas around that way. Yo, when I was in Fort Myers back in the day, my thing was not that thug shit, yo. I hung out with some niggas that was kind of sort of like with that shit if you tried them and fuck with them. But my thing was more so like, I'll be like, hey, I just mess with the ladies and that was it. I got into a lot of shit over that. Mess with all them ladies back in the day because some of them ladies had boyfriends, some of them had baby daddies, some of them had husbands, or some niggas just wanted to fuck some of them ladies that I had sex with and they just didn't like me because they knew that I probably had sex with some lady, and it made them even more mad when I probably had sex with them and then I just like not really treat it like it was like a serious situation. I just going about my day. That made a lot of niggas in that city hate me, yo, on the real. So something is floating around that's a lie on my name, yo. I ain't seen this one nigga forever. When I first got cool with Ron, we used to hang out with this one dude around the corner from where I lived on Canal Street. This dude named Pablo, yo. I think his name was Pablo. That was Ron's uncle. He told me that was like his uncle, yo. You feel me? So I used to go over there and hang out sometime and just smoke with that dude and also lift weights because he had like a weight set outside. But I kept my distance because I looked at it like, man, I don't know who this nigga Ryan know. I don't know what's going on. Man, when Ryan told me a story one time about somebody that got held captive in the bathroom, and he told me that this nigga opened up to me about some nigga who was basically like holding somebody captive in the bathroom back. He told me this story in like 2016, I think, or maybe 2017, about somebody that was like that was being held at gunpoint in the bathroom and somebody's kids was in the bathroom. When he told me that, I was like, man, you need to stop fucking with a lot of niggas around here, bro, because you guilty by association. You know what I'm saying? If you saw some shit like that, you guilty by association. Niggas, that type of shit. Anytime somebody get into some fucked up shit, when people got revenge on their mind and stuff like that, yo, you can't be around that kind of energy because you never know what you in the midst of. You never know what been fought, what kind of wars been fought. You don't know what's going on. That's why I kept to myself when I was in Fort Myers, because a lot of niggas in Fort Myers was related to each other, and a lot of them niggas was beefed out with each other. I'm talking about first cousins. Niggas be first cousins. Some niggas be siblings with each other, be beefed out with their uncles, be beefed out with their nephew, all kind of stuff. It was all kind of crazy shit going on in Fort Myers when I was living there in 2015, 16, 17, 18. That's why when I left, I was just like, man, fuck this shit, I'm out. That's what made me so upset about all the shit that was ongoing when I left, because I think it's some of these ladies out here that just got bitter and messy and malicious afterwards. And if you some celebrity who's still running around basically taking in something that somebody else told you and not just coming around me and talking to me in person, what the fuck is wrong with you? Especially if you somebody that I probably like spoke of in a positive way, and I was like, yeah, I did reach out to this person, whatever. What the fuck? That's like me reaching out to some nigga that you used to be fucking, and then I just start shitting on you, and I just start making you look bad, and I just start throwing dirt on your name, and I basically, you know, you probably reach out to me and say, yo, you need to stay away from people that I've been around in the past. That nigga over there is abusive. That nigga over there is on some crazy shit. That nigga over there is on a down low. That nigga over there is a pervert, is a perverted ass pedophile ass nigga. That nigga over there did all kind of foul shit. That nigga stole money from his own grandma type shit. You know what I'm saying? And imagine me just sitting on the internet, grinning and smiling, playing charades all day. Like, guess this picture, guess this picture. Haha, I know something that you don't know. You know what I'm saying? Oh, girl go look at me and be like, nigga, what kind of fuck ass nigga is you? Why is you going around niggas? Dog. I'm mature, I'm old as hell, I'm pushing 40. But any lady that I used to talk to back in the day, I never was the type that would go around a nigga that she had sex with and stuff like that. There's one girl named Lauren that I talked to that used to live in Fort Myers, around that same area, around that Dunbar area. She used to mess with this Haitian dude named Neil back in the day. Me and Neil like talk back and forth with each other about old girl. You know what I'm saying? He was like, hey man, you know this girl named Lauren? I'm like, yeah, she light skinned, got big lips, you know, kind of cute. You know what I'm saying? Like slim, but kind of got a nice body. You know what I'm saying? And we just kind of sort of laughed about that and then left it alone. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I wasn't the type of nigga that just hung out with niggas that, you know what I'm saying, would probably mess with some lady that I used to talk to back in the day. That wasn't me. But I started this video talking about this young man named Renardo. Yo, God bless him, because I be saying prayers for him all the time, because some of my best memories when he was like 5 years old, because my Aunt Janie, this was like nationwide news, yo. His mom had passed away, this little kid named Renardo. He was like 5 years old when it happened. My Aunt Janie took him in. It was basically babysitting him, and he used to come and hang out at my dad's house. You know what I'm saying? And when my dad was living on 12 Mile of Telegraph back in like the fall of 07. And it was on the news and everything. I think some type of domestic situation happened and the pops got arrested and stuff like that. It was real messed up, yo. I still remember hearing about it on the way to school on the radio. And then when my Aunt Jenny opened up to me and told me about what he went through, I was like, yo, that's him? Like, that's the kid? That was like, it was messed up, yo. So I used to goof around with that kid, yo. I used to joke around with him and stuff like that. Back when I was like 18 years old, when I was going to Southfield Regional Academic Campus, my Aunt Jenny used to come and hang out for a couple hours when I would get off of school. You know what I'm saying? She was spending the night there. When my dad was at work, my Aunt Jenny would be spending the night. You know, and then it would be some days that she just had Renardo with her, and he'd be riding around with her and stuff like that. But I'm gonna say this, yo. I hope to God, look, it used to be this gay dude that went to Southfield Regional Academic Campus. Dude was like light skinned, had red hair. This dude was gay. I think that dude's name was Renardo also. And like I said, like a couple months ago, I had a dream that it was some dude that was like he was reaching for something and he just paused like I'm caught. Or it was some lady with red hair. That was some light skinned skinny lady with red hair. So I didn't know if it was some lady. I couldn't really make it out. If it was some dude, it was some skinny dude that was dressed in a very, very feminine way, or it was some lady with red hair. But all I know was he or she was skinny and light skinned and had red hair, yo. And I said, I hope to God that dude that went to Southfield Regional Academic Campus to make some lie about me, yo. I still to this day don't know what happened to my 2008 graduation Southfield Lathrop High jersey that I left in my Aunt Ethel's shed one day. It's a shed that's behind my Aunt Ethel's house on Enfinger Road. My 2008 Southfield Lathrop High jersey was in that shed in the storage with all the rest of my stuff. But I'm gonna be honest, yo. If some gay dude that went to Southfield Lake the Power, Southfield Virginia Academic Campus, anywhere is making up some lie about me, yo, I'll be feeling like God give me strength because I ain't letting that go. With all this crazy messed up stuff going on in my life, I be honestly feeling like I'm not letting that go. I don't give a fuck about you being a Mason, yo. I don't care about you being a part of this Illuminati cult. I don't give a fuck. Don't play with me like that. The whole time I was in high school, middle school, all of that, not one man could say that I did any damn thing gay. So yeah, I had a dream like 2 months ago or 3 months ago. I just woke up and I just saw somebody like I saw a vision of somebody. I was sleeping. I saw somebody reaching for something and they just stopped like, and their mouth was open like they was in shock. Because if ain't no way that could happen, because the only way that somebody could do that to me is if everybody that I went to high school with helped make up a lie about me. The hundreds and thousands of people that I knew when I was in high school, ain't no way. That means hundreds and thousands of people have to be fucked up, or somebody would have to had paid hundreds and thousands of people to maintain a lie. I'm off this phone, yo. Right now as I speak, it's 5:57 or 5:57 p.m. Yeah, August 19th, 2026. I'm about to put this up on my YouTube. So with all that being said, I reached out to certain female celebrities a long time ago and never got a response. And the reason why I said that a lot of people that's offered to these cults are so obsessed with fucking with me is because, like I said, if I said that I was meant to be with some lady that stayed all the way in motherfucking Montana or something, or Wisconsin, you know what I'm saying? There'll be a whole group of people taking flights to Wisconsin. Because when a lot of people found out that I was a part of the 144,000 Israelites, they said, keep that man away from whoever he meant to get with, because whenever he get with who he meant to be with, it's curtains. So keep that man as far away from possible, away from whoever, you know, he think he meant to be with. Because they know that when God get two people together, all these devil worshipers and stuff like that is going to be way more scared. It's a whole lot of people that mess around with devil worship in this world, yo. I went to that beauty supply, dog, on Fowler Street on MLK back on February 7th of 2026. I think I saw that one dude, Pablo, standing outside of the liquor store that was next door to that, but as soon as I looked over, you know, he had like disappeared. I walked inside of the beauty supply, you know what I'm saying, looked over, I think I saw him. When I walked back out, he was nowhere to be found. That dude, Ryan Green, used to tell me that dude was like his uncle or something like that. And I'm driving back down Fowler, and I see this dude named Sam, this Haitian dude, walking down Fowler. I'm like, what the hell he doing walking down Fowler? Last time I seen this dude, I was walking down MLK Boulevard in the year of 2017 or something like that. You know what I'm saying? When I was working at the Pepsi warehouse. Like I said, I worked at Coca-Cola warehouse from March 2014 to May 2016. Then I worked at the Pepsi warehouse from May 2016 to June 2018. The Pepsi warehouse was located on Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard and Veronica Shoemaker Street, and the Coca-Cola warehouse was located on Alico Road at I-75 in Fort Myers, Florida. Both of them was located in Fort Myers, Florida, yo. I went to the beach like a week ago. I see some nigga standing outside the fucking, standing like outside of the beach area with his phone up recording me. He did it. He wasn't even hiding that shit. I'm driving through. This nigga out there doing just like this. Fucking recording me. They got a track on my phone. Everywhere I go, they telling everybody, okay, he on his way to Fort Myers. Okay, he on his way to Estero. He on his way to, he about to get at the Naples exit right now. A lot of these people are Masons and Eastern Stars, yo. They being recruited by the day. They are literally being recruited by the day, yo, all day, every day. Somebody that's a Mason recruit some dude that's probably in a gang or something, and then when he recruit more people, he get the dude that's the Mason get paid for that. That's how a lot of them is making money. That's why a lot of them attacking me, because I talk about this shit. I'm not a part of it, but I'm just observing. Positive note, God bless to everybody, yo. Sorry, God, for cussing. I didn't mean to use God's name and be cussing in the same video. In Jesus' name, our Father, Jehovah God, forgive me, please. Amen. Talk to me in person. That's for everybody, yo. And again, if you basically taking in something that somebody said after all this time and running with it and making up some lie about me, you just want it to be messy. I'm what, a phone call away, a ticket away, a flight away, a fucking drive away. You know what I'm saying? Sorry, God, again for cussing. Forgive me, please. In Jesus' name, my Father, Jehovah God, amen. But God bless to everybody. It's August 19th, 2026. It's 6:01 p.m., yo. It's AJ. Man, I hope anybody made up some gay lie, some high school gay lie about me. And I still want to know where my 2008 Southfield Latham High jersey at, yo. I never wore that jersey. That jersey was a souvenir. I never wore that jersey. I never wore that jersey. I never wore that jersey. I got that jersey at the end of the year of 2000, at the end of the school year of 2008 in like May of 2008. When I had like 2 weeks left for high school. I never wore that jersey. That jersey was a souvenir. I looked at that jersey and I said, since I never wore it in high school, I'm not going to wear it now. It was red, black, and gray, and white. And it said '08 on the back of it. And it said BREAD-MAN on the back of it. It said Bread Man on the back. I think my sister jersey said Miss Bread. So I don't care about you being a Mason. I don't care, man. I'm part of the 144,000 Israelites. I'm not saying that in a boastful way, like, yeah, I'm stunting on you. Yeah, look at me. I'm looking down on you. No, I'm saying that I'm not about to just comply and abide by somebody else that's a part of some cult or some brotherhood or some fraternity or sorority or sisterhood or some clique or some gang, or even if you're not a part of anything and it's just a whole bunch of your family members doing me dirty. I'm not about to sit up and lie to myself to make you feel better. And you the one that lied on me and framed me from the very beginning because, man, look, I left that. It was a baseball jersey. It said Bread Man on the back of it. BREAD-MAN on the back of it. A red, black, white, and gray 2008 Southfield Latham High jersey. You know what I'm saying? The name of the team was called the Chargers back in the day. I never wore that jersey, yo. I never wore that jersey. Never. And I'm also include this. This dude named Joseph Baggett. Joseph Baggett told me a story one time about that gay dude, dog. He told me that he had on like his hooping shorts one day in Mr. Bloom's class, and it looked like he had on like silk drawers or something like that. And he said that the gay dude tried to take a picture of his jaws. I think the dude's name was Renardo or something like that. And back in the day, my summertime of 2000, in the springtime of 2007, consisted of hanging out with Joseph, this dude named Monty, but he called himself Ananias now because he rocked with the Israelite United of Christ people. And I was hanging out with Mook also, or Jerry. And I was also hanging out with Stroll, which is Monty's little brother. Stroll. And I was also hanging out with this dude named Marvin back in the day. You know what I'm saying? This was in like the springtime. And also this dude named White Boy Kev. Kevin was mixed though. He wasn't white. And that was like the springtime of 06. And also there's one gay girl named B Nutty. I used to also like kick it with her, hang out with her and shit like that. So the point I'm making is, Joseph told me that he was about to kill that dude. Joseph was like, I'm about to kill that nigga. He told me the story. He was in Mr. Bloomhuff class. Mr. Bloomhuff was one of our favorite teachers. That was my favorite, like one of my favorite teachers back in the day. You know what I'm saying? And he told me that they was laughing because this gay dude tried to take a picture of Joseph draws in Mr. Bloomhuff class. I didn't have me and Joseph didn't have the same class. I never had Mr. Bloomhuff class with Joseph. When I was in Mr. Bloomhuff class, some of the people that I remember I was in class with was this dude named Tease, or Devontae, Ralph Smith, Zachary, Marcus, Josh, this girl named Jillian. Me and Jill used to like mess around with each other, but I never had sex with Jill. Sean Rhodes, this girl named Sean. And that was from going to Southfield Regional Academic Campus from the year of 2006 to 2007. But Joseph told me, me and Joseph did not have the same class with each other when he had Mr. Bloomhuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, but we all had that same teacher. It was just at a different hour, a different period. But he told me in like the springtime or the summertime of 2007 that he was about to kill this dude, Renardo, this gay dude. He said some gay dude was like trying to take a picture of his drawers. And Joseph was like, dog, if you take a picture of my drawers, I'm going to murder you. And I bust out, me and Joseph passing the blunt back and forth, laughing about the shit. And I remember telling Joseph, like, that would have been enough for me. Like, that would have made me fight right there. It's ironic how some words still match with each other, because I remember telling Monty, or Ananias now, about Joseph. Joseph had a dog that was a German Shepherd mixed with a pit bull. And I kept telling Joseph, dog, you need to get your fucking dog, yo. Your dog should never, ever, ever be in the public. That dog was trained to attack anything and anyone that was not the owner. I said, dog, you need to put that dog to sleep. That dog tried to attack everybody, dog. He had that dog tied to a tree at the at Stoper Park one day when we at the table smoking and stuff. That dog was trying to attack everybody. Everybody, yo. Kids, baby, ladies walking around with strollers. That dog tried to attack everybody. Everybody that was at Stoper Park. When we got done smoking, I'm walking back toward Plainview Way, walking across Stoper Park. I just so happened to look down, and as soon as I looked down, I eased back. That dog went for my neck and grabbed and bit a big ass hole out of my t-shirt. I'll never forget that. And I remember telling Monty the story, and I told Monty, if that dog had bit me, I would have killed that dog. I would have shot that dog. And Monty was like, that would have been enough for me. Just that dog doing that. He was like, that would have been enough for me. And he said that shit in a cool, calm, serious voice. Like, that was the most serious I ever heard. Monty wasn't no jokey joke type of dude. I mean, he was, but not to the point where he just silly all day, every day. But the way he said that, he was like, that would have been enough for me. But I remember Joseph telling me about this gay dude, I think his name was Renardo, and he told me that some gay dude was like trying to take a picture of his drawers. And I was like, that would have been enough for me. Just him trying that. Like, just for him to feel like he can do something like that. And it was this dude named Martin, yo, that I had a class with named Mr. Smitty, Mr. Smith. That's one of my favorite teachers also, because he gave me a Bible for the summertime of 07. When I got done with my school year for 2006 to 2007, Mr. Smitty gave me a Bible, yo. It was a book that had Bible scriptures in it. And I appreciated that. It was a thought that count. I'm going to be honest, I never really read through that book, but I read through a couple pages, but it was a thought that count. Like, one day I asked him, I was like, if you kill somebody, do you still go to heaven? I asked him that. And he never forgot that, because by the end of the year, he gave me that book. And I just looked at it like, yeah. So Mr. Smitty always be in my prayers, yo. And it was one day, this dude named Martin, that was another nigga I was cool with. Martin was like this short, light-skinned dude with like cornrows, you know what I'm saying? One day I'm sitting down chilling. I'm sitting on like the counter area. Like, I'm like sitting on the counter, right? Like chilling. And I didn't notice, I forgot this dude's name, but this dude was like a little about my height, a little bit like heavy set, kind of chubby. Had a short haircut and had like gray eyes. You know what I'm saying? And this dude bent over in front of me. And he did it so obvious. I was like, get the fuck out of my face. And I kicked him. You know what I'm saying? And Mr. Smitty saw me kick him, but Mr. Smitty didn't do nothing because he understood, because the dude like bent over in front of me, like literally bent over in front of me, like he was like trying to, I don't know. Martin was on the floor. Martin was laughing so hard, dog. Martin was dying, dog. Martin was laughing so hard. He brought that shit up the whole year, and then all the next year. He said every time he thought about that shit, he bust out laughing. But I didn't know if that dude was gay or not. I forgot his name. It was just the way he did that. But Mr. Smitty saw that, and Mr. Smitty just overlooked it because he understood. He saw like this dude just like, it was the way he did. He bent over to right. It was for no reason. He just like did it, like bent over in front of me. And I kicked him. Like I was sitting down on the counter and I kicked him. Getting on this walk with God, I don't judge anybody. I don't judge anybody, yo. I can't judge anybody. I've been through too much fucked up shit. I made some bad choices in life. But people have still tried to go out their way to make up lie after lie after lie after lie on me. And every single year they come with a brand new lie. What made me so upset is people try to take away who I was in high school or who I was in my childhood year. They try to take that away. And then they try to get at to some other nigga who was running around making up lies about me because he envied me. Some nigga who probably feel like he really didn't have a whole lot of friends or some shit like that. So they took that shit and ran with it. And they said, okay, we're going to do a destiny transfer on AJ. That's why a lot of these people that's Masons and Eastern Stars don't like me, because they know that they do that kind of shit. They really believe destiny transfers exist. They think that they can take somebody and then swap them out and say, we're going to give you everything he meant to have. Just because somebody came and patted you on the back and said good shit, that don't mean that you did a destiny transfer. You robbed somebody. That's all you did. You robbed a nigga. You robbed a man. That's it. You stole from another man. You got paid to steal from another man. That's it. Talking about destiny transfer. But I remember that one dude that bent over in front of me. I remember that dude didn't believe in God. I remember this. I remember him talking to Mr. Smitty saying that he didn't believe in God. He was saying that he was an alias. I remember this like it was yesterday. He said he literally like did not believe in God. So I appreciated Mr. Smitty giving me that book because I saw that Mr. Smitty was real deep into God, worshiping God. And he never tried to inflict it on like push it on people, but that dude always in my prayers, yo. I saw his son on the news a few years ago. I think when I was still living in Fort Myers, when I was still living in Detroit in like 2013. I think I saw his son on the news. I said a prayer for his son, yo. I remember all of this, but I still remember Martin, dog. Martin also used to go with this girl named Kenya. Kenya was the girl who told me that another girl that I used to like flirt with had engaged in sex with one of my homeboys back in the day. Like Kenya also had talked to this dude named Marcus back in the day. No. I don't think Kenya and Martin went with each other. I think they were just real cool friends. But I remember I was sitting on this, like sitting in Mr. Smitty class. Mr. Smitty class was right across the hall from Mr. Bloom's class. And I'm just sitting down, I'm just sitting on the counter, yo, waiting for the bell to ring. And this dude just bent over frame and I kicked him, yo. And that dude probably got a wife and kids now, so I'm not gonna say his name or nothing like that, but that caught me up. Mr. Smitty was right there. He saw it, but he understood because I didn't know what that dude was on that day. So if somebody tried to throw some gay lie on my name from way back in that day, don't be in frame, yo. And another thing, Mr. Bloomhuff, yo. I recorded a video in the past and I said that Mr. Bloomhuff, man, shit. I said that he used to always give me like a specific percentage. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like he was telling me that this secret society stuff exists. Man, that was one of my favorite teachers. I wasn't trying to hold Bloom, but I ain't got no respect for anybody who went out their way to try to make me look bad after I recorded that video, knowing that I've been through all this shit. You know what I'm saying? So if somebody tried to actually avenge Bloom in a way, like I was coming sideways at Bloom, pay attention to what I was saying. I'm talking about people as a whole moving in a certain way. If anything, that I was saying that dude was practically helping me out, showing me what was going on around me. But other people took that as, oh, Alvin going again, Alvin talking again. Let's shit on Alvin some more. I had respect for Bloom, yo, because Bloom was Italian, but he didn't like nobody calling him a nigga. You know what I'm saying? He like, when we be like, man, nigga, fuck you. And we be talking to our homeboys in school and stuff like that. And we ever call Bloom a nigga, he be like, don't call me. Like, he didn't play that. Not nigga. He didn't like nobody calling him nigga. You know what I'm saying? So I always respected that about him. Because he was cool with everybody. He had the utmost respect for everybody, but he didn't play that nigga word. It's some stuff he talked about that I don't even think he probably remember, yo. I remember he talked about one time he went to I remember he just told a story about how he went to a funeral back in the day, and every time another family member thought about how he had cried at a funeral, he had gave him a whooping, like he whooped him for it. And that made me think about just the concept of men, how, you know, they say men should never cry and all of that. That's a sign of weakness. People go take you for a weak ass nigga. Man, look, somebody hacked in my phone, yo. Somebody hacked in my phone. I recorded a video back in the day talking about a lot of stuff that happened. I said a prayer and everything, and I uploaded it on the internet, and then I ended up taking it down, you know what I'm saying, later on. But I had shed a couple tears, and then after I shed a couple tears, I recorded myself talking in the video. I never uploaded that video on the internet. My eyes bloodshot red and shit like that, all puffy shit. I never uploaded that video on the internet, but people took it anyway and then took advantage of it. And then, next thing you know, you got a whole bunch of people basically feeling like, ha, we could play with this guy. Ha, we could play with this guy. Because look at all the shit that happened after I recorded that video. And I recorded that video in like, I want to say this was sometime in 2024. I don't got the video no more, yo. The video of me talking and my eyes was low and my eyes was red. Nobody can say that I ever just blatantly just started crying on the phone before. Never. You know what I'm saying? There's been times I yawned and stuff like that, but that made me mad that somebody hacked in my phone and then they saw me like talking after I recorded the video talking about a lot of crazy stuff that's happened in the past. But the whole point I'm making is I remember him just telling a story about how I think, you know, he told me like somebody in his family had passed away and like every time another family member like thought about it, you got mad at him all over again. You know what I'm saying? That shit actually like kept me to always like stay on some tough type shit. You feel me? He probably don't remember telling that story, but I just remember that. You know what I'm saying? I think it was like his granddad or something like that. His granddad funeral, I believe, or but some shit I just remember, yo. I mean, some things I just remember. I'm not going to refer to that story as shit at all. You know, no disrespect. God bless to that man. You know what I'm saying? My apologies if you take it that way. I don't mean any offense. I mean, some things I just remember. Sometimes I sit back and I think to myself, I be in deep thought about this, yo. I be in deep thought about what I'm about to say. Sometimes I sit back and I just think to myself, like, why did this happen and why did that happen? And then I also think about, you know, this dude Bloom told me one day, you know what I'm saying? He told me about how another person in his family said, man, she just didn't like you. Like, he told me that somebody in his family had told him that about somebody else. It was like, man, she just didn't like you. So sometimes when I think about how some things has happened in the past that some people did, you just got to accept that, like, some people just don't like you. But I cannot let go believing and knowing that I got a family member being held captive somewhere, yo. You know what I'm saying? And there's nothing I could do about it. I just can't let that slide. I heard a rapper say one time, like, niggas living like kingpins with some legit dreams. And even though it wasn't some deep-ass bar, I was just like, yo, that stuck with me because I feel like that was saying, okay, you doing all this crazy stuff to be illegal and all of that. I mean, illegal things to get money. What's them legit dreams like? Like, what can you make? How can you make money in a legit way? So the stuff that I be focusing on, the stuff that I be thinking about, people be trying to convert it all into something negative, yo. I'm just trying to figure out things in life, yo. But God bless to everybody. This one dude named Payroll said that. I'm not name dropping to try to accumulate popularity neither, yo. I just been in deep thought today about a lot of stuff. But God bless to everybody, yo. It's August 19th, 2026, and it is 6:18 p.m.